Hey everybody, welcome back to Illiterate Book Club. I'm Matt.
I am the one without the dog.
Yes, this is John. And this is our review of Good Boys coming this weekend. So yeah.
I mean, it's out right now. It's
that
not
was,
coming. It's out. Go see it.
I was acting like we were at a press screening. Golly, you ruined everything.
Sorry.
So what did you think about this movie, John?
It was definitely interesting. I thought it was funny. It's not like any movie that has been out in a few years to me.
Yeah, it was kind of more a little bit of a throwback, which you didn't actually see Long Shots, but it kind of reminded me a little bit of Long Shots.
Oh yeah, okay.
But I mean, it was kind of a throwback to like the kind of knocked out or knocked up type humor and a little bit of that. I mean, it was directed or written. I don't think it was directed. Maybe a producer credit of Seth Rogen.
Right. So that kind of style of humor.
Yeah.
A little bit raunchy.
Yeah.
Buddy comedy.
I don't feel like it. Yeah, but I don't feel like we've had many comedies like that in recent years. But,
and definitely not one focused on tweens.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you like of his Superbad, but even younger.
Right, even younger.
Yeah.
Much younger.
But I kind of thought it was funny how they play with some tropes that, which aren't bad tropes, but things that they're probably teaching in school now that maybe they should have been teaching in school, later.
Like how to look up kissing on the internet?
Right. Well, just more of the...
Well, you have tech savviness of kids. I mean, having multiple devices in your room, stuff that we didn't grow up with.
Exactly. I mean, did you like it overall? Do you think it was funny?
Oh, yeah, it was definitely funny. Some moments better than others. There was some that were just completely cringe, and I'm not a big fan of cringe humor.
Yeah, I looked over, and so many different times he was just like this.
Yeah, I just couldn't look. It was so cringe. And it's funny. And then there were just some moments where we just like almost couldn't stop laughing for several minutes.
And I think when it first started, it came off as a little cheesy at first, and I was thinking, I mean, is this really what it's going to be like? I mean, but then I think as it progressed, you realize, okay, they're doing this on purpose. It was. I mean, I'm not saying that maybe because of course it's all child actors, so sometimes child actors are. It's kind of hard to get, a perfect, acting out of really young kids.
They're 12-year-olds acting like 12-year-olds.
Right.
So, I mean, and of course it's scripted.
Yeah, of course. So, but I just felt like they were like delivering lines like, oh my gosh, I can't, are they really, acting like this? Like it was bad acting. But then I realized later, no, like that's the character they're really supposed to be playing.
Right, I got
It's just ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, I laughed really consistently throughout the entire thing. I mean, I don't think this is going to be necessarily for everybody. It's a hard R.
Yeah, a lot of adult material as far as the humor, language, and just the content of the sort of troubles
that they get in,
adventures that the kids get into.
Right. Well, I think it's really cool because they overall, as the name suggests, and I don't think this is necessarily a spoiler. I mean, comedies is hard to be spoiler, but the kids stay very endearing and almost innocent, somewhat throughout the entire movie.
It kind of plays to that. Everyone. If you weren't one of these kids, you knew these kids. You were trying to fit in and do all the peer pressure kind of things, but at the same time, you're still latched on to those ideas of, stranger danger.
Yeah.
The different things that your parents sort of indoctrinate you with at a very young age.
Yeah.
And so it's that funny transition where you're taking the first steps into independence. But, it's like one of the characters say in the movie at some point, it's like, oh yeah, I bought this jacket by myself with my mom. It's that hard. Of course, they can't be independent because they're 12-year-olds.
Right.
But having that semblance of independence is kind of funny.
Yeah.
And I think they did really well because they play on those classic sort of comedy tropes of buddy comedies and growing up comedies. Mm-hmm. But they're obviously far from actually growing up.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they're doing these things that you would see adults doing as far as developing their relationships.
Yeah.
But they're still children, and they do it in a way that's really funny and endearing.
Yeah. I think there's a running gag, and I won't give it away because it is really funny. But when you guys see this, then, comment it below if you know what I'm talking about. But there's a running gag with, let's just say call it a bottle that I just thought was absolutely hilarious, playing on like tropes that.
And they do a few of those.
Yeah. They really kind of bring it in there. But okay, so I mean, it's a comedy. There's not much to like dissect about a comedy. Just you're either going to love it or you're not. But it seemed like the entire theater that we were in was cracking up.
Laughter all around.
So for me, my review, I'd say I'd give it a solid 8. I think it was really funny for what it was. I think it was one of the better comedies that I've seen of the year. And yeah. So what about yourself?
I'm going to go a little lower. Not much, though, about a 7. But not because of, it wasn't funny, but mostly because it's one of those movies that, other than having someone to see it with, like, I would just get just as much out of this seeing it at home.
Okay.
And so it's not a movie that I would just, like, be dying to see in the theater.
Right.
But it is funny. I mean, it is, and if you have a group of people to go see it with, that's even better to me. This is one of those movies that really is better with a group of people.
Yeah, for sure.
Not necessarily, I mean, unless you're just really into this kind of humor.
Yeah.
On your own.
Yeah, it's definitely not something you want to, and I think in general, comedies work better with a communal experience and a group of friends. And comedy is, one of the reasons that comedy's not doing as well now in theaters is because it's not the spectacle.
It's not the big blowouts, it's this one. If you like the raunchy, if you like the hard edge comedy, this is definitely one for you. Yeah,
for sure. And so be sure to like and subscribe and comment below and let us know what you thought of the movies. Try to keep it spoiler free. I don't know if anybody really cares about spoilers with comedies, but anyways, some people do.
Keep it clean.
Peace.